So it looks like the dollar got a little bit stronger. Before we jump into the XRP news, the dollar got a little bit stronger. Gold is looking great. I saw it at around $2,030. I told you it always goes back up. Not financial advice, but we discussed gold here. Went back up. Oh, it was looking beautiful. Now they're making calls for $2,100. Remember, I was making calls for $2,100 on gold. Silver's looking good. It was consolidating around $23, $22 for quite some time. Silver's up to what, $25 I saw last. And we're getting more and more articles about silver possibly skyrocketing in the future. We'll keep our eye on that. Listen, a lot of things are looking really good. We got some great XRP news here. The track of the day. I'm going to start doing that because I like to listen to music, and why not share? Track of the day is I'm Missing You by Case. Check that out if you haven't. It's an oldie, but it's a goodie. Now, this first chapter here is titled XRP Case Between Ripple and SEC Could Be Settled Today. If that happens, it would be beautiful. Please, please. And then I think some people will really see some activity ramping up here. But let's read this little tidbit. It says, in a pivotal turn of events, the U.S. SEC is set to convene a confidential meeting today to address crucial matters with a keen focus on resolving ongoing legal disputes. Let's scroll down here if my computer will comply, right? It's giving me some problems here. It says, while the official announcement from the regulator does not explicitly mention Ripple or XRP, it has triggered a wave of speculation among XRP investors regarding the potential outcome of the protracted legal standoff. The current status of the legal battle, extensively detailed by U.Today, previously underscores the impending deadline for Ripple and the SEC. I would love for that to happen. Let me say this. I'm going to kill two birds with one stone, for lack of a better word. Listen, I see a lot of the other altcoins, some of them going off, and it was nothing major to me. I didn't think Caspa was anything major. It went up a few cents, which is respectable. I thought Solana did way better. Solana went from, when we start talking about Solana went from $17 to $64. That's major to me. Caspa, IOTA, same thing. It went up a few cents, and rightfully so. They're making huge moves. We've talked about IOTA in the past and said that they had great potential. A lot of people know IOTA has great potential, but once again, Chainlink and Solana did equally as well. Like a lot of these different quick money plays, that's how I look at them, are going to do well short term. XRP is not a short term play for me. I can't speak for everybody else. I'm not looking for a few cents out of XRP. That's why I have quick money plays. I'm well diversified. I have multiple cryptos and multiple commodities that I'm into, and some of them I'm holding for a long time. And some of them I might move around and take some profit off of very quickly. I'm very balanced in that way. Right. So when it comes to XRP, it's one of those long plays. I'm not looking for a few cents out of it. I'm not looking for a few dollars out of it. I'm looking for major capital out of XRP. That's why I'm here. I expect it to do very well, and I know it's going to take time. That's why. So I don't compare it to anything else, given what it's supposed to do. What it's supposed to do is so massive that its takeoff should be mind-blowing. It should literally leave people gasping for air when it takes off, right? And it still has some hurdles to get over. It's doing well, considering the hurdles it still has to get over. We still have to get over this SEC thing. This is why we're covering the possibility of them settling. That's still a huge hurdle. If people were in the members only section, they know that because we read some things that let people know directly of what the institutions were thinking from the horse's mouth. We literally read that, right? We read some things. So this is a major hurdle. So XRP's full potentiality has not been realized, and I'm here to wait. I'm here until it is fully realized. So that's how I look at that. I don't even make a comparison. If others are making money somewhere else, that's good for them. I made money in Chainlink, Solana, a couple other quick money plays. I hope everybody makes some capital, but I don't make a comparison between them and something as monumental, earth-changing, world-changing, system-changing like XRP or XLM or Quant or any of these plays. Whether they take off or not, that's up to you to make up your own mind. But that's how I look at that, to give you just in complete naked honesty. That's how I look at that. So I don't make a comparison. I put that to the side. It does what it does. in its own time. And I have the quick money plays over here, which wasn't, I did take a look at Caspa a while ago. I took a look, I've been bullish on IOTA. We've talked about that before. I can't remember the other one that they said was going off. I don't know. There's going to be a lot happening. We're still not in a true bull run. When there's a true bull run, you're going to see a lot of takeoff, way bigger than what you're seeing now, with a lot of different cryptos, way bigger. But let's go on here. Let's move on. We have a lot of big news today. All right, so now we have this article here. I think is very significant. By the way, if you can click that like button, I would greatly appreciate that. We're putting in the hard work over here. This article is titled "Over 500 Organizations Now Working with Ripple, with many using XRP as bridge currency." Wait. And I told people, I said, we can take, I believe, thousands of banks. It may go a little bit more beyond 1,000. We can start getting to that 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. And you get that consistency. You see, it's one thing to have these one-way, let's say they're doing one-way transactions for now, because you don't have the entire system up and running and everybody just constantly using XRP, or you would see that reflected in the volume, correct? So let's say they wanted to send something here. It's almost like a testing phase. They're smart, beginning in these small increments, obviously. They send it one way, then you might see just the tiniest, if anything, the tiniest bit of fluctuation in the price, the tiniest bit. You have to consider what are the amounts that they're moving. That's number one. We don't know. Number two, the amount of XRP that's actually out there, right? So it's like dropping a pebble in the ocean right now. What we need to do is drop a boulder into a small pond, which is what it will be like, in my humble opinion, when you have all of these thousands and thousands of banks, which I believe are coming. We have all the catalysts and all the information, like I said, once again, especially in the members only section, as to happenings that lend credence towards that they're waiting on. They're waiting on these systems, and they're not keen to utilizing legacy systems, for lack of a better word, for a lot of very obvious reasons. The same way you don't want to be controlled, the same way companies don't want to be controlled, the same way that people out there may have an inherent distrust for governmental entities and regulatory entities and etc. The same way the companies have a distrust for those very same things, right? So I know a lot of people want to see themselves as very different from companies, but in the end, there's a lot of similarities between individuals, retail, and companies. They both want to make money. They both want to have power, control over their own destinies, etc. Right? So now, let's read this little tidbit here. It says, well, they gave us a name. It says Fiona Murray, Ripple's VP of Sales in APAC, reveals how more than 500 companies, they don't give the names yet, but we'll see if they do, 500 companies are working with Ripple and using XRP as a bridge for cross-border payments. It says crypto payments, because I know the first thing people are going to say, if 500 are using XRP, then why aren't we seeing the price go up? First of all, there's a lot of price suppression. There's a lot of price manipulation. And also, like I said, they have not clarified what are the size of those payments. How often are they going out? Is there consistency? I bet you there's not. So they don't give any of that information. I'm assuming that it's on the lower side. It's in the nascent phase, obviously, right? It says here, crypto payments firm, it can't be fully realized unless the system is fully unleashed. Hence the term flip of the switch, right? It says crypto payments firm Ripple recently revealed how hundreds of companies use its payment solutions for cross-border settlements. Murray's disclosed this during the Ripple Payment Roadshow in Melbourne. Notably, Ripple's Payment Roadshow event was hosted in August by the Australian Trade and Logistics Corporation, ATLC. During the event, Murray emphasized how the leading crypto company shapes cross-border payments with his innovative solution. Quote, Ripple believes in utility. Ripple has always taken the baseline technology, and we've said from the beginning that every technology needs a use case. For us, the very clear use case is payments, unquote, Murray said. According to Murray, the XRP ledger, an open source public blockchain, was specifically built for payment. That we know. We're very familiar with it, very bullish because of that. It says she pointed out that over 500 companies, including, see that? So who are these other companies? You see, and I didn't want to make that mistake of thinking they were specifically talking about large financial institutions, right? Because a lot of them are still on the side. That we know. It says here, including financial institutions, are working with Ripple today, with many of these firms using XRP for cross-border settlements. And I believe, just my humble opinion, not financial advice, that it will scale into well beyond the thousands in the future. It went from 200 to 300 to now they're bold enough to come out and say 500, right? If anybody can verify this, but they're name dropping. So I'm going to assume, hopefully I'm assuming correctly, that this is legit. It says, quote, over 500 organizations are working with us today, and many of them are using XRP. You'll have to forgive me. Sometimes I have to stop to kind of like slow my breathing because I still have this nagging cough, that I have some stuff coming to try to get rid of this cough, by the way, and stuff works really good. But that's why you'll hear me at different times in the last few videos kind of slow down. I'm still battling this, whatever this common cold is. That's what it is. It didn't have a fever or anything to it, but the cough is lingering. And I've heard a lot of people say that they've been experiencing similar, right? I'm on the better end, right? Because I'm almost like, I say about 97% better. But the cough is still there. So I have to slow down sometimes so I don't have to cough so much on camera and then chop the video up, It says using XRP at the heart as a bridge currency, unquote. So if this is happening now, right, which is great news, imagine what's going to happen in the future when the SEC blockade, just that staying alone. It's not about XRP having regulatory clarity. We know because we read it from the horse's mouth. It's not. They want complete clarity. They want this thing to be over before they begin using it. All right. This is exactly what they're saying. The financial institutions from the horse's mouths. I'm telling you. Right. So when that's removed, then what happens? If we have 500 now, you mean to tell me we can't get 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000? Swift has like 12,000. How many? Let me ask you a question. I know the members only people already know this. How many are signed up to use Fed now? And if that amount is not good, what are they waiting on? Right. So I remain super bullish on XRP. It's like nothing that ever came before. The opportunity. This is why when you're talking about these other cryptos, and there's no slight to them, they're going to make money. They've been making people some money, some of them. But you don't typically hear the phrase generational wealth when you think about those cryptos. You just don't. Once again, you got to look at everything that can be issued on the XRPL. That would lend to the rise in price, lend to the liquidity. Not to mention you got automated market makers coming soon. Oh, man, that's going to make a heck of an impact. But that's how you have to look at it. And I know people get tired of me saying the trillions, but it's to drive a thought home, and it's just the truth. You just can't get around the truth. But when you have trillions that could be issued on chain, you have one of the most respected companies in the world pushing that blockchain and that native asset everywhere. And as this person said, being used at the heart of the cross-border payments. I mean, we've gotten clarity in a lot of different areas. When you have all of that, there's no way, in my humble opinion, and you can make your decisions, make your own decisions. You want to buy XRP, you do it. You want to sell XRP, you do it. But that does not change my trajectory, and I'm not here to change yours. I'm a researcher, and I share a little bit of my research. That's it. But my personal belief is that, no, this goes up highly in the future, and that's worth waiting for. Generational wealth or the opportunity for it is worth waiting for. We're not talking about riches. That's what a lot of people, look, a lot of people made a couple million in the first bull run we were here for in 2021. Yeah, we haven't been here that long. 2021 to 2023 here. We're about to go on 2024. That's how long we've been here on the channel. Okay. But a lot of people make money then. And then those millions, unless you know how to manage it, that stuff goes down very quickly. We're talking about the opportunity for generational wealth. So there's no way I compare anything else to XRP or Quant or these types of bank coin situations. No, that's for me, that's worth putting to the side and letting it sit there. I can wait. I'll keep up with the news and what's going on so I know when something may happen. I know the developments. I know everything continues to go good and it continues to be worth holding. And then the little quick money plays, I dip in and out of. Boom, I'm making money. I'm still making moves. I'm not sitting on anything. Like, I'm not sitting on the sidelines, and just twiddling my fingers. No, I'm over here. I'm making moves, right? And so now let's move on here. We're going to move on to another article. There's a lot of big news coming out today. Once again, if you are here and you are listening to my voice at this point in the video, and if you can click that like button, please do. You can leave a comment. I would appreciate that too. So this article here is titled Ripple News, U.S. Federal Reserve examines XRP's role in CBDCs. Now, I think they sort of tweaked the title a little bit to make it more interesting. I get it, because if you don't have an interesting title, people will not watch. You can have the best content on the planet, and if you don't have a great thumbnail or a great title, they won't watch. All that research for nothing. So I get it. But it does have to do with XRP in the Fed. So they have a survey that they did about CBDCs. OK, and I'm going to read a little tidbit here. It says, in a recent strategic move, the U.S. Federal Reserve has taken center stage thanks to the rising prominence of XRP, now the third largest cryptocurrency. Buzz around XRP's role in shaping central bank digital currencies has sparked a lively debate promising to reshape the financial landscape. It says here, the latest talk of the town is that a public questionnaire, this is where it comes into play here, with 22 inquiries has surfaced aimed at demystifying CBDC adoption. The questionnaire risks, advantages, privacy concerns, and other critical aspects linked to central bank digital currencies. In this maze of discussions, XRP and Ripple and the XRP ledger emerge as key players, with respondents sharing diverse perspectives on the risks, benefits, and operational details of digital currencies like XRP. It says some voices like crypto enthusiast James Rickman argued against the necessity of a U.S. CBDC for cross-border transactions, suggesting Ripple and XRP as suitable bridge solutions. Yes, I agree with that. I've always said that they could use XRP outright, 100%. But we also win if they use XRP as a bridge currency. Whichever doorway we need to take to get into those trillions and have that price explode, I'm all for it. We win either way, right? So there's no need for me to debate that right there. But I do agree with this individual on that one aspect. It says others like Luke Keegi from the U.S. construction industry, okay, proposed using XRPL to create a side chain, fostering collaboration between. But why do that? I don't understand it. Why create a side chain when you have the absolute best asset possible for cross-border payments, interbank payments, and such like that? Why go through all this extra work? And I don't agree with that. I don't understand that. So fostering collaboration between the Federal Reserve's currency and private sector innovation. Once again, if you wanted to take that route, you could just then use XRP as a bridge currency. Just run your currency, or you can have your iteration of a digital currency and run that through XRP. The bottom line is, if you want to get the best out of the XRPL, you have to tap XRP for its low fees and its liquidity. On-demand liquidity is patented. You have to tap into that. Payment channels, if you really want the best of the best of the best, when it comes to XRPL, then you need to be using payment channels. I showed the documents from xrpl.org, and it says that payment channels are the best thing that they have to offer. And in payment channels, you can only use XRP. It keeps the fees extremely low, and the higher the amount, the cheaper the transactions and the faster. It's just so fast. And that's something they don't have either. Did you read the latest SWIFT thing? The latest SWIFT thing is worse than Bitcoin. Bitcoin, you make a transaction with Bitcoin. It was a few minutes, like 10 minutes, maybe something like that. And then you get your capital from Bitcoin. And then the SWIFT thing, the SWIFT offering is like, well, you can get your transaction in a day. In a day? And that's what they're considering instant. What? That makes no sense. Now, if their 24 hours thing is true, then that's definitely an improvement. But 1 day? Come on, stop. No, they can't compete with us. We're superior on every possible level. It says, interestingly, Throughout the 584-page document reflecting opinions from numerous Americans, XRP was mentioned 111 times. That's a lot. It says, as the Federal Reserve continues discussions on CBDC design, these repeated references and endorsements of XRP and XRPL raise questions about, scroll down, their potential impact on the Fed's decision. I'm not so sure that the people's voices actually reach the Fed's ear. They might read it. Of course, they have people that go over this, comb over this information. But what I'm saying is I think it falls on deaf ears most of the time. It's just a way to placate the people into thinking that they have a voice. Just my humble opinion, placate the people into believing that they have a voice while the Fed just does whatever it wants to do. The people are not in favor of having an uncapped debt limit or debt ceiling, rather, right? But they did it anyway. Uncapped the debt ceiling. Now we're just swimming in debt, billions and billions every week or two, right? Just skyrocketing the national debt. And then how does that affect taxes, right? Or other things, of course. The issuance of treasuries and things. It affects everything. They do what they want to do, right? But they will placate the people and pretend as though the people have a voice as the mechanism of control. Once again, you could disagree with that, and I'm perfectly fine with that. No, but that's my humble opinion. As of now, I grow, I change, I learn. So what I think today, I may think something different tomorrow if I come by way of wisdom that changes that way of thinking. If I come by information that I believe is potent and maybe I need to correct some thinking or something like that, then this is how people grow. I have to say that sometimes because sometimes you may change your mind. I may change my mind. Right. And then people are like, well, you said this before. It's like, well, I may have thought that before. New information has come to light. You got to adjust yourself. I just don't understand that thinking of keeping something absolutely the same if things have changed. But if things have not changed, then OK, you remain the same in that thinking. I deal with so many people on a daily basis. I have to go over this stuff in my mind. Let's move on here. All you good people out there. You are the power. You are the strength of the world. You are the light of the world right now because you keep things good. You keep people motivated. You keep them fired up. You spread the goodness. If you didn't, there would be no goodness here right now. So I appreciate you 100%. Every day that I wake up, every day that I get to live another day, the people who show me love and respect means the world to me, period. World to me. I've lost a lot of people over this last few years, a lot of people that mean a lot to me. So every single day is precious to me. I don't like to waste time, a single second of my day. So I'm trying to maximize every single day. So if I come across somebody, I'm trying to show them love. I'm trying to build. I want things to be the best that I can and leave a positive impact while I'm here on this earth. So I appreciate those who come through, let's say even on this channel here, come through and they say, hey, Mick, appreciate you. Hey, Mick, show me some love, respect, or just pass a nice word with me. That means a lot to me. I greatly appreciate that. I don't forget names either. I don't forget the people either. So thank you. So 2024 continues to pop up. It's looking like this is going to be a huge year. This article is titled 2024 will be the year tokenization truly, finally begins. I hope so. That would be great for a lot of the bank coins and a lot of utility coins. Everyone from TradFi leaders to crypto cognoscenti predicts that the tokenization opportunity runs to the tens of trillions. Tens of trillions, folks. Let's keep going. It says, while we've already seen some compelling use cases, these are a drop in the ocean compared to the flood of digitized assets that could move on chain in the next few years. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to hear that. They just want to know when, moon, now. What's going up now? Even though we're talking trillions of dollars, we're talking generational wealth, we're talking millions and millions of dollars to be made in legit projects. Some of them may not go up significantly right now, but later positioning oneself now, not financial advice. Once again, I'm just speaking my mind, but positioning oneself now gives you an opportunity to benefit from those rises later. In a variety of different projects, right? There's a lot of legit ones out there, but all people see right now is just this price goes up, this price goes up. And it's like, okay, that's good. And you're making a okay capital right now. But what about amazing capital later? I want to play both sides. I want to get money from the top, from the bottom, from the left, from the right. It's a money making game. You go get that money. wherever you can. That's how I look at it. Right. So anyway, let's continue on here. It says, while we've already seen compelling use cases. OK, when will today's trickle of tokenization turn into a torrent? And what is holding it back? So they are already hinting that something has been holding it back. The same way things have been holding back XRP and other bank coins, all this regulatory nonsense. It says, and that's still a thorn in their side, like it or not. So this October, Forbes published a deep dive into the issue under the provocative headline, quote, why tokenization is failing, unquote. The author, director in digital assets research, Stephen Ehrlich, provides a litany of failed or underwhelming digitization projects that we don't need to know. I don't need a negativity. We already understand what has been going on. Let's skip that and go here. It says private equity funds and credit are leading the charge. Speak to anyone intimately acquainted with the tokenization ecosystem, and they'll tell you that 2024 is full of immense promise. For starters, we see intense interest from private equity funds looking to develop new tokenization vehicles for their investors, even further putting these ideas into production with haste. This trend is set to continue into the new year as TradFi titans, including Hamilton Lane and JP Morgan, develop tokenized funds. Inevitably, we'll soon see the development of even more structured instruments, including assets built from new revenue sources such as private credit. The logical next step for financial products that are inherently digital and relatively easy to migrate on chain. Then it says here, let's scroll down here. You have a little bit more. Great article here. It says the inevitable expansion into other assets. These instruments are just the start. The next generation of tokenized assets will include offerings like bonds and equities. In time, real world assets such as art, automobiles, commodities, and fine wines will be traded on chain. In fact, it's already happening with use cases including fractional ownership of classic artworks. It's something we talked about years ago, right? I told you this is going to take over. The NFTs are going to come back with a vengeance. And a lot of things, not financial advice, a lot of things people hold are going to surprise them. How they increased in value because there's going to be a lot of new players, big money players, real players that are going to be here for the long haul, especially once again, when tokenization comes in, we have more regulatory clarity across the board for crypto, and you have that fine art boom happening and the big money comes in and takes over. Right. So it says here, tokenized real estate in particular could be a significant boon for the market. We've already seen iterations of that. As an example, on Algorand, they have like 2 or 3 of those types of offerings. It says, which has been traditionally being complex and slow moving. Now, not only will these markets become digitally native, but they will also benefit from things like fractional ownership and near instant settlement. This stands to make investing more accessible and bring new liquidity into sclerotic markets. So we're going to leave off there. That article is from CoinDesk.com. Great article. The flood is coming. 2024 is looking like it's going to be a very potent year. I hope it is personally. Let's go here to another article. Okay. So I know I have some people who are Flare enthusiasts. I myself have a little respectable bag of Flare. I just keep it off to the side just in case they start doing well. All right, because I think that they do have potential. So here's a little update on Flare. This is from Flare.network and it's titled Beta Testing of F Assets has begun. It says the F Assets system allows non-smart contract tokens such as Bitcoin, XRP, and Doge to be used trustlessly with smart contracts on Flare. By minting these non-smart contract tokens into F Assets, it will be possible to put them to work earning yield or rewards in decentralized applications on the Flare network. Here we go, folks. It says once the F assets are on Flare, they can also be bridged to other networks using Flare Labs' trustless bridge for smart contract networks, Layer Cake, or any other third-party bridge built on Flare for this purpose. All right, so that's pretty interesting there. They have a lot more, but we're not going to go too deep because I need to get to this gold news. I like to close out with a little gold news. We have a little Cardano as well. let's just do this little piece of Cardano here. Why not? Right? One of our original old school utility coins that we made pretty good gains off of in that first bull run, by the way, because it was very low and then Cardano went boom. It was a beautiful, beautiful time period. I think that it has a lot of potential into the future. So this article here is titled Cardano could print new 2023 highs as over $1,800,000,000 in ADA accumulates at current levels. Really? Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Let's find out what's going on here. It says Ethereum competitor Cardano is currently sitting in a, quote, key demand zone, unquote, says crypto analyst Ali Martinez. Martinez tells his 33,800 followers on the social media platform X that 166,470 wallets acquired 4.88 billion ADA worth more than $1.85 billion, while the asset has been trading between 37 cents and 38 cents. Whoa. Quote, with minimal resistance ahead and a solid support below, remaining above this zone could pave the way for ADA to climb to new yearly highs. Still, watch out, as losing this support level could trigger a brief correction to 34 cents. Okay, yeah, so that's always possible. There's always a rising and falling to everything. We'll see what happens. Personally, I look for a solid catalyst. I just don't go by random chart activity and random buying. I don't know why these people are buying. I haven't seen any solid new partnership or happening, but then again, maybe I missed something. But if you have something solid, then it definitely can go up and it can be sustained. So we're going to close out with a little bit of gold news today. And this is titled, Gold Prices to See Sustained Push Above $2,100. I think it was about 2 weeks ago I was talking about this. That was back when gold was down. It went down a little bit to like $1,982, something like that. And I said that I believe there could be a push. Last I saw earlier, it was at $2,032 or something like that. Oh, it was looking so good. It's a good day to be an owner of gold. We got gold when it was super low. Let's read this little tidbit here. It says a record monthly close above $2,000 an ounce could just be the start of the gold market. Whoa. I would like that. As one Canadian bank sees prices sustainably pushing above the 2,100 level through 2024 as headwinds from a stronger US dollar and higher bond yields recede. The dollar was up a little bit today. I saw it on DXY. It looked like it was at 103. I believe it was at 103. I hope it doesn't go up more. I hope it goes down. But let's keep going. It says, in their 2024 gold outlook, commodity analysts at TD Securities said that they see gold prices averaging around $2,019 an ounce for the year, while TD's is why did they write? Be mature, people. Be mature. Why did they write it like that? I don't know, man. These writers, I'm telling you, they're bored. They will set you up. I'm telling you. I'm going to say TD Securities, okay? While TD Securities is bullish on gold ahead of the new year, they are also warning investors. Listen, even when you get older, you got to have a laugh from time to time. Got to have a laugh, okay? Also warning investors that they need to be patient. That's not going to happen. Nope. Investors, I notice the commodities investors tend to be very patient. They have this understanding of a long-term outlook. A lot of crypto people, I find they don't have that. Not at all. You know, everyone knows gold can go up to, let's say, it has the potential to go up to $2,500. I think that if banks go down, I think you could see gold go to 2,600, 2,700, around there, right? But nobody's being impatient. Like, when is it gonna go there? Or like, it's not like so. But you get crypto people there; they become a lot like that with things like XRP that are long-term holds, or they just don't have that patience. I saw that way back when. Before I got into crypto, I still heard things about Bitcoin. I just didn't get involved. My brother was telling me for a long time, get involved with crypto. And I was just in the stock market, just playing over there. We were making some gains, but nothing like crypto gains. But I heard things and people were not patient with Bitcoin either. right? They would sell their Bitcoin and play with their Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin exploded. And so I don't think you're going to be able to tell the people that are impatient to be patient. I don't think that's going to happen. But most of commodities investors that I've come across seem to be very understanding, mature, and patient people. So I think that if they're truly that, then they will see some very good gains from gold, even though a lot of people are just using gold to protect their capital, really. And it's been doing a great job, hasn't it? In my humble opinion, from my experience, it's been doing a great job. Gold and silver have been doing a great job protecting value. But let's go here. It says, the analyst said that although inflation has fallen sharply from the June 2022 40-year highs, it remains well above the Federal Reserve's 2% target. Tuesday, the U.S. Department of Commerce said its core personal consumption expenditures price index, the federal preferred inflation measure, rose 3.5% in the last 12 months to October. All right, so gold is looking super good. I'm super bullish on gold. I think the future looks bright. Let's see if it makes it to that $2,100 mark in 2024. And so now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to go get some water and put some chapstick on my lips. Holy smoke. I just put some on too. I'm just chugging water lately, you know? I'm just going to keep doing that. I don't know why. I feel like dehydrated a little bit, but I need to get some electrolytes in me. I'll probably go to the store, get some electrolytes. Anyway, now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, folks, let's get to the money.